Well, it's June 14th, Thursday, 2018, around 11 o'clock in the morning. And I thought I'd do a little tour of my 1-acre slice of Marvin Gardens where I reign as king. This is my privacy backyard, and as you can see, it's pretty weedy. There are many reasons for that, but the main reason is I have two big dogs that like to frolic back here, and I also have a little horse that grazes in here. Eventually I'll mow all the weeds down. I might try to start in sections, fixing this up a little bit and planting more grass than weeds, mostly for the sake of the horse that grazes in here. But here's my lab Bo chewing up his rope toy. Here's my weed eater lawnmower. I just got done with it. It's the only lawnmower I own. I mow all the grass that I have here with this lawnmower. I don't have a riding mower. I've got the biggest yard around, and I'm the only one who uses a walk-behind lawnmower to mow the lawn. But some of the neighbors that have smaller lawns and big riding mowers, well, they're a little portly. Anyways, here is a little knicker horse. Knicker, knicker, knicker. Knicker, knicker, knicker. Oh, knicker. Oh, knicker, 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 knicker. Knicker. He's waiting to get out into the big part of the yard so he can eat some more of that grass. I gotta plant some better grass in there for him, I think. So let's continue with the tour of Marvin Gardens. My slice of Marvin Gardens, I should say. So we go in the back door. You can see that the dogs jump on it. There's my Wurlitzer. Finished and unfinished projects there. My stereo from 1977. And we go out the front of the, well, I call it my music room. And here we are. My deck needs to be cleaned off. It should be painted again. I got a lot of work and remodeling to do around here yet, so this waits a little bit. Here is a little tiny part of grass where I gotta mow this, but little horse Scout, he grazes in here sometime, but I gotta mow this down. I should do it today, actually. I put the mower away and didn't think about it. Let's see, right under where, those are my old fence posts that I've been taking off that rotted off, and right in this area is the grave of my beloved Remy dog that I had to send off to the Rainbow Bridge in 2013. Here's little Scout. Oh, what a horse he is. What a horse he is. Oh, what a horse he is. Just what a horse he is. Little Scout. That's his hay eating area. This is my fence project that I had to take. My knee gave out. Nothing major wrong with it. It was x-rayed on Tuesday. I don't have arthritis, but he's unsure about one or two things, but I think I'm okay. I have one more fence post to put right there where those angle pieces are, but this is the work I've done the last few days to replace the rotted ones. Then I have that fence to fix and remodel and try to beautify because it looks pretty ugly right now. This is the front part of this yard. So let's take a walk. My overgrown hedge roses that they're kind of vicious with thorns. You got to be careful. I got to really cut them down. And my driveway, which I wish I could afford to have it repaved. Here's more fence work to be done. I want to try to fix this fence up and to make it look like that one with the lattice on it, more for the sake of my neighbors who live on the other side of this fence. So I'll be putting new posts in, not exactly where the old ones that rotted off are, and slowly I'll be working on this fence to try to fix it up and make it better. Let's see. It's my flowering crabapple tree. My big catalpa tree is in full bloom. Now, my yard is not gardened up like some people that I know that probably, if they had this, I personally know people that could turn this into a rival to the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. But I do what I do. I don't have time to fuss with it. I'm not obsessed with it. I just take care of it. These catalpa blossoms really have a wonderful scent, and the reason I let the tree grow down so low is so I can experience it. If you cut the branches up so you have all that space underneath, you never get to smell the blossoms. There's some really nice flowers growing there that I put in. I got to transplant them again. They're getting kind of overgrown by the tree. I've got some more that are coming up in this area, different ones, hibiscus, those lilies. I should get more lilies, really. Here's my shade garden. Pepper doesn't get out into the this part of the yard, and I really need to change that. By the way, this is the front of my front room, and in the next couple months, this is going to be transformed. I'm going to have a patio door put right in the middle. That door and the window will be gone. There will be an Anderson patio door, and a deck will go in with a roof over it. So I'll have a nice roofed over patio out there. Maybe I'll kind of railing it in so that the dogs can go out the front door and be at least in that part. I was thinking of putting in some picket fence in here so that the dogs have access to this, but everything takes money. Here's my yellow trumpet vine. It'll bloom and attract hummingbirds. Corner of my privacy fence there. Another view inside the shade garden. I should do more with this, and it's a lot of weeds I should get out of it. When all the hostas bloom, it's actually quite beautiful in here. And I've been planting some vinca and other ground cover in here, hoping it'll overshadow weeds, but I don't know if it will. Like I say, I don't have the talent for really doing all this stuff the way other people that I know would do it. It's just, it is what it is. Here, I planted this crimson maple several years ago. Eventually I'll be able to take those stakes out. We get high winds here sometimes, and I've been worried that it might blow it over, but I've been loosening the wraparounds on it so it doesn't hurt the trunk. I had some pine trees that were dead taken out here a couple years ago, and I'm going to have the stumps ground because I'd like to plant a weeping mulberry right here, sort of out here. And let's see, I've got patches of ground cover coming in mixed in with weeds. These are actually doing pretty well. Eventually I'd like to get kind of transplant some of them so I could see if I get them to spread out more. I'd like them to fill in this whole area. In fact, I'd like to work on having less lawn to mow because I mowed all this today. This is a lot to mow, especially with a walk-behind mower, and my knee's giving me trouble. There are those peonies there. I've transplanted those when I did the remodel on my kitchen because they were all in front of the old kitchen window. There's a weeping cherry tree, sort of one-sided because of these dreaded silver maple trees I have, which put seeds everywhere. I like to have those taken out, but that takes a lot of money, and those are big trees. And we go to the back of the yard. There's my forsythia hedge. It needs to be trimmed. I'll have to get the hedge clipper out and kind of pretty it up. It's overgrown. It always overgrows in the spring. I got to subdue it. Here's a weeping crabapple tree that's looking pretty nice. I put this in, many years ago. It was pretty small when I put it in. And then my lilacs, my 3 lilac shrubs are really getting big. I should probably trim them in a little bit so that they don't get so huge. And this spirea, there's 3 spireas here. It was one. When I did my kitchen remodel in 2013, I dug it out and divided it into 3 and planted the 3 right here, and boy, they're doing really nice now. This is a forest behind my house. The people that own this land want way more money than it's worth, and I mean way more money than it's worth. There was a time I would have liked to have bought it, but I don't have the money, and they won't partition it off to sell this. It comes to a real sharp point. If you go down the back of my privacy fence through there, it ends up at a sharp point right at the end of my, the southeast end of my lot. So who would want to buy it? Of course, there's 3 acres, but anybody who would buy 3 acres, why would they want this point of land here? But they would, if they would sell it to me, they'd want probably about 10 times what it's worth. So I guess I won't buy that. So this is Marvin Gardens, at least not the whole thing. It's my slice of Marvin Gardens. Actually, I live in Little Prairie. So this is just a little tour. And like I say, my gardening talents are, they need, I need better talents than I have, and I don't have the time or the patience or the money to do things. I'd like to plant all, this is mostly weeds rather than grass. I'd like to plant this all full of hosta, like those hostas there, the whole thing, just all hostas, and maybe a fish pond in there somewhere, just so I don't have to mow the weeds down in here. But I can't wait to start my patio project here. It should be pretty nice. When it's done, I'll get new siding on the house. It'll be roofed over so I can sit out there if it starts to rain. Be very nice. Here is another part of that spirea bush. And the reason I have that is because when I saved the topsoil and digging out the other ones, apparently there was enough root that started another one. So I transplanted it here. Looks pretty nice. And we just take one more before I kill this video. My giant catalpa tree. It really looks nice. And that's it. I got done mowing today, and I think I'm done. I'm going to go see the horses later, and I'm about done with all this. Hope the video didn't bore you.